We're going to learn how to start edge beading. So this project today, we're going to be making a ribbon and we're going to use little beads to edge bead the ribbon. Now, to show you how to do it, I am going to be using pony beads and a larger piece of leather to show you the basics on how to begin. So first thing you're going to do is start at one edge. You could start in the middle, really wherever you want to. I'm going to start at the middle. And we're going to tie the thread on. You can tie a knot at the end of the thread. I'm just going to tie an overhand knot and one more. To start your edge beading, you're going to put 3 beads on. So we're going to get 1, 2, and 3. Now, you can decide if you want to leave a little bit of a gap or if you want the beads really close together. If you leave a little bit of a gap, it looks like this. If you put them close together, it looks like that. It's up to you to decide. I like having my beads close together. So that tells you where you need to put your needle through. So we put our needle through the leather and then we'll pull all the way. And now we take our needle and we go up through our bead, the last one on the 3. We go up through it. We pull it tight, make sure your thread doesn't get wrapped around the leather. And we have our first part of our edge beading. Now, instead of doing 3, we'll do 2 beads, and we just continue doing 2 beads every single time from now on. And we just go and we put the needle right next to it. Pull it through, and then we take our needle and we go up through the last bead. And there's our second one. Now it's just continuing this. 2 beads on. We put our needle through. I like making sure I go through the same way every time. You don't really have to. Pull our thread tight. And then we go up through the last bead we put on. Now we continue this all the way around. When you get to the corners, it's the same process. You just put 2 beads on, put it through, go around the corner, 2 beads on, put it through, up through the last bead, 2 beads on, all the way around. We're going to continue this until the entire thing is edge beaded. Now that we've beaded all the way around our piece of leather, we're going to finish it up. We have a couple more, probably 2 more sets of 2 to put on. So we continue the same way we've been going all the way around. We put on 2 beads, go half a bead over. We go up through the last bead. So here you can make a decision to put a bead in or just finish it. I'm going to do 1 more set. I'm going to do 2 beads on. I'm going to go right between those beads. And go up the last bead. And pull it tight. Now you can see we're almost done. We're back to the beginning. Now we put on 1 single bead, and instead of going through the leather, we're going to go through the bead that we first started everything with, and we're going to go down through the bead. So let's get you a good shot right down this one. We're going to pull through, and this is where you can finish it in a multiple of different ways. That just finishes your pattern right there. What I like to do is I like to go through the bead, like between those 2 beads, hold a little bit of a loop, go back between the other bead that the loop side is on. That gives me this loop. I'm going to put the needle through it and pull it tight, and that gives me a little knot. Then I do another one just for safety. So put it through, make sure to hold on to that loop, put it back through on the other side, like that. There's my loop, put the needle through the loop, and pull it tight. Now we have our knot. We take our scissors, cut this tail end off. Then you can take a little burner or a little thread burner or a lighter and light that thread. And melt it in. Okay. In order to make this into a ribbon, we're just going to fold it over like this, and then we'll take our thread and we'll sew these pieces together. I'm just going to sew the 2 edges right here and right here together, and we'll have our ribbon. So we mark it out however we want the ribbon to look. I'm going to start right here. I'm going to tie my knot right between these. I'm going to go in about 1/8 of an inch, the same as I was doing with the other beads. I'm going to go through the beads. I'm going to tie this in 2 overhand knots. There's 2. You could also burn this end a little bit and make it into a little ball so it won't go through. That works also. I like tying it. It seems to be a little bit stronger. Yep. Now we make our ribbon. I believe my ribbon is this side, and this one folded over like that. And we can put our needle through. I'm going to put it through the leather. enough tail. And into my other leather, which is right about there. Pull that needle through, and I'm going to go up to one of the holes that we've done for the edging, go back through that and push it through the other side of the leather. And then depending on how secure you want it to be is the amount of stitches you can do on that to make it secure. You could just do one stitch. I'm going to do a couple more stitches just to make sure. So I'm going to push it all the way through both sides. And then push it back through. To stitch it down. Okay. Now I'm going to finish this off the same exact way I did finishing off the edge beading. I'm going to go through one of the beads. So between those two beads, keep my little loop, go back through the other side of the bead, go through the loop. Make sure it ties underneath the bead. There we go. And I'm going to do it one more time. So put it through. Put it back through the loop, and we'll cut that, and we'll burn those two ends. Like so. Like so. Okay. Now I'm going to sew the other side to keep this side down also, and we're going to change our thread before we do that. I'll start this one by burning the end of this a little bit to make a little ball on it. This is another way to start your thread. So there's a little ball. Now if I sew this in, the thread will stick. So I started on this side, so I'm going to start on this side also. I'm going to start sewing right about here at that corner, about 1/8 of an inch in. Pushing my needle through both layers. Now when I pull this, that part sticks. And I don't have to worry about tying a knot. Push it back through. Make sure you go through both pieces of leather. And I'm going to do one more stitch just to make sure it's nice and secure. Push it through. That. And then we'll go back through. You could do a hidden knot on this one if you wanted to. You could go back through and hide the knot on the inside. I'll show you how to do that one. So we're going to go through one piece of the leather, not both sides both parts this time. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put my needle around my stitches right there. So it makes a loop. Then I'm going to put my thread through that loop, pull it tight, and I'll do it one more time. So I'll put my needle between those threads. Put my needle through that loop that we made. And I caught a thread right there, so I need to go and take that out because I caught a piece, which is okay. Just look at undoing it. Make the second knot by going through around those parts that we already tied. And we'll put the needle through the loop and pull it tight. Now I'm going to cut the thread. Then we'll burn the little part that's left over. And your knot is hidden. That helps if you don't want to have like little black spots. Like there's a couple little black spots from the thread, but it's okay. There, you have your MMIW awareness ribbon. Now you could put it onto a clothespin or a hair tie or onto a necklace, however you want to do it. Put a little tie on it so you could tie it to something. I think I'm going to go find a magnet and glue a magnet to the back of it so I can put it on a magnet on my shirt. Thanks for building it with me. Take a picture, send it to us. Like, subscribe, follow.